I wanted to start this video off by telling you about Gitano jeans and PS Gitano. So here I am, this is me, in the 90s, definitely in the 90s, wearing probably my Gitano jeans. So they said in the video that's uploading either now or the one that uploaded already, I said, a woman asked me about my jeans. And I said the Gitano. So they said they created a whole video. This is my point. They seem to create videos based on my life, which is identity theft. But that's my point. It seems like they have some sort of obsession with my life. So they said the woman really wasn't interested in my jeans, the fit of my jeans. She was being sarcastic because Gitano jeans weren't designer jeans. They were popular jeans. And in trying to get information for this video that I'm doing now, I started looking it up and looked at the old commercials, and commercial had like Sharon Doherty in it. Another one had Mary Lou Henner. Another one had, models, and they talked about why PS Gitanos were good because it was proportionately sized jeans. So I'm not very tall. I don't even know my height at this point, but it seems to change, or it seems to have changed. I seem to have gotten shorter, but they were proportionally sized. So you could get jeans if you were considered petite, it would fit. If you had a different type of waist, it would fit. So I liked those jeans. So I was in the ladies' room at the botanical garden, and my coworker was there with me, and a woman said, "Oh, wow." She said she liked the jeans. I'm not saying she said she liked the jeans. She said, "Oh, those jeans look nice. Who are they by?" And she was petite also, kind of petite. At this point, I don't know what petite is anymore. Sizes change. I was just watching something the other day, and they said when Marilyn Monroe wore her dress was a size 12. Now it's considered a size 6. So sizes change, and this would have been in the 1990s. I'm not even sure about sizing anymore. I don't like to always try things on, but now I try things on, especially jeans. So I'm just saying that they seem to want to keep changing things on me, which affects my memory of things. I usually can remember things. Like I used to be able to pick up something and say, "Oh, I bought this at such and such and such and such. Oh, I bought this." So they said years ago, someone asked me about a blouse. I still wear that blouse. I love that blouse. And they said, "Where did I get it?" And this was after I had it for a while. It wasn't like I just bought it. And I said, "At a boutique." Why I said at a boutique? Because I was passing by. I used to work in Manhattan. I was passing by a boutique on 34th Street. I think it was 34th Street, because I keep looking for the same stores and I can't find them sometimes in Manhattan. Now I realize they move locations. All those stores aren't like permanent locations. Sometimes the stores would move. So I'm passing by this boutique in Manhattan. I look in and I see my favorite blouse, but they don't have it in black. They have it in like a brighter color. And I look into the window, I'm like, "Oh my goodness, there's that blouse." And I wanted to go back to see if I could find my size. I never got back to the store. So when I wore the blouse, someone said, "Where'd you get it?" I said, "Oh, there's a boutique that has it. I got it at," I don't know if sometimes when you're talking, just like in these videos, that's why I don't like to edit my videos. I told you I would try to edit my videos. I just release them as is. And if I have to correct something, I correct it in the next video, because I want you to know how I talk so that they can't lie on me. Sometimes when you're talking and people are talking, I worked in a busy place. We weren't always standing around looking at each other. We were sometimes busy. So if I wear something and someone likes it, I'm like, "Oh yeah. Oh, I got it from a store." "Well, what store?" "Oh, I'm not sure. I saw it at that's how conversations are. They said they wanted to use my videos to show that I lie when I don't lie, and I have proof of what I'm saying. But it shows that they don't understand regular conversations. Regular conversations aren't like you're on you're taking when there's like a legal reason for a thing where they ask you like an interrogation. I mean, regular conversations aren't interrogations, but that's how they are. They feel like a regular conversation has to be an interrogation. Like, you have to feel like this. Oh my God. So anyway, so when I talked to the person, I said, "Yeah, they have it at a boutique." I probably said I got it at a boutique, or maybe I said I they had at a boutique, but there really was a boutique, and I told them exactly where it was located. So they said, you didn't get that blouse from the boutique, you got it from Nationals. Nationals is, I don't know the name of it now because it changed the names, but Nationals used to be like a store right here in Co-op City where you can find, like, they don't have a lot of it, but they had some of something. So like I found the blouse. They didn't have like a large amount of the blouse, but I found it way before I saw it at the boutique. So if I'm going to send someone, how do I send that person to Nationals? They wouldn't have it anymore. That's my point. Like, they think everything is like some grand reasoning behind something. No, sometimes it's just like they had a few. I found my size. I was lucky. I saw it in a boutique. I wanted another one. I never got over to the boutique. And since I worked in that area, I told them where they could find it right away. That's my point. Like, everything isn't some grand, I don't know, like conspiracy. So when I'm telling you what's going on with me, I want to present it in a way that's reality. Not, they want to make it sound like this is a grand conspiracy. It's not. It's a bunch of criminals trying to commit crimes. That's it. It's not complicated. It's so simple. So going back to that story, you see that in the course of a conversation, when you're telling someone something, you might not remember everything at the moment. Maybe you have new information and you present it like that. It wasn't like, oh, there was a big deal. Because I think at Nationals, I didn't pay a lot. Maybe, I don't remember how much I paid, but definitely less than $15, maybe 15. I'm not sure, but not a lot. And the boutique wasn't like a high-end boutique. I think they think the word boutique means something different. No, it wasn't like a high-end boutique. It was probably in that same price range. It wasn't an expensive store. And that's why I say I think these boutiques, they kind of have space someplace and then they go somewhere else. So it wasn't like I was saying I got it at some famous designer. It wasn't a famous designer. That's my point. Like, I feel that these people want to present me as someone who I'm not. My whole thing in life is bargaining, bargains, thrifting, making your own DIY stuff. I'm not somebody who ever comes off like, oh, this is something from, no, come on. And that's part of why I wanted to keep telling you about these types of things. So this is me in the 1990s. This would have been my Gitanos, and they were like, Gitanos weren't a designer. Who cares? They fit well. I got a compliment on it. I told the woman exactly what it was. I never present it as something more. I present it exactly as what it is. One time, some woman on my job, I said something. I said, oh, this is an expensive sweater. She reaches behind my collar and looks at it. Why, what? Who does that? Who does these things? These people, because they're pretentious. They pretend to be more than they are. I don't. If I do something and I accomplish it, I try to present it as is. If I don't, I try to present it as is. I'm not somebody who's going to pretend to be something I'm not. That isn't who I am. So this is the proof that I have that I've always been this person. I was never like saying, oh, these jeans are, no, I was never that person and never would be. And the story about the blouse confirms it. It was a blouse. It was sold at a boutique nearby. It's right there. I wanted to go back to the boutique. I never got back to the boutique. And I regret it because that blouse, I still wear. I probably got that blouse, 2000 and, let me try to get this right. I still wear that blouse, and I probably got it in about 2004 or 2005. That blouse is going to be almost 20 years old. That's how long I've had that blouse. Nationals changed. It's no longer Nationals. I think it's called something else. But when I used to go to Nationals, I would find so many good deals. And what they would do is they don't have a lot. And sometimes they would put it on, the smaller stands, and sometimes they would put it on the like the big stands, and you have to kind of go through size. Sometimes it wasn't in size order, so I would just stand there. I had my mom, I was like, Mom, if you see something you think I like, pull it out. And I go through the stands and sizes. I would even look in different sizes just to kind of go through to see if there was something I liked. And they don't have a large amount. So it wasn't like you could go there and you find all. No, you had to look through to find your size. And that's my point. In the past, when these types of people are like, who is that by? And I tell them where to find it. Sometimes they would say, could I pick it up for them? Since when do I do that? Like, that's my point. I'm dealing with people who don't understand that that's rude. If I like something that you're wearing, and I do, oh, that's so great. I usually don't ask where I can find it, but if I usually find it on my own if I like something. If I do, I'm like, where can I find it? I want to say, could you go to that store and pick one up for me? So these people would say, well, why don't you make it into a job? These people barely want to pay for what they're getting, let alone now they want to pay me as a personal shopper. That's my point. This is not who these people are. These people are exploitative people. And I'm putting it out there. The next proof I want to show you is there was a problem in this apartment where I was packing boxes and the tape wasn't sticking. So I heard them. They were like, they have some way of taking tape off things so that it won't stick and they can rob you. So they can go into your boxes and take things out and then retape it. And it seems like you don't know what happened. So here is a priority envelope. Let me see if I can get this. And look, it's as though it was never sealed. This whole envelope used to be closed. And you know how sturdy these priority envelopes are? They're extremely sturdy. They're extremely sturdy. And the glue came apart. You would think that it was never sealed. So this is proof that these people have some sort of technology to make everything that should stick not stick. So when I was unpacking after I packed, and I went to the tape was just coming off. For some reason now, the tape sticks better, but you can tell. This is as though it was never sealed. So can you imagine if you are shipping something or if you are moving and your tape doesn't stick, how easy it would be for someone to take things out of the box. So I wanted to tell you guys that. The last thing I want to tell you about these people and their criticism is that when I'm talking to you folks and then, you know, the gossips and all those types of people say, well, why didn't you do it this way? That's my point. They feel that they can live my life better than I can. But their lives don't reflect that. And that's what I'm trying to get through to them. It would be something else if these people were accomplished people or people who I can look up to and say, wow, how did you get that way? I've done that. Like, I've even done it on Twitter. Like, if I find someone amazing, I'm like, what tips would you give? But these aren't accomplished people. These are people who want to take advantage of me. And so that story about wanting me to shop for them is an example of taking advantage of me. And that's my point. We don't in a society reward people who take advantage of other people. Those people must be brought to justice. We can't have a world where people take advantage of other people. And this is all what it ties into it. Each example I'm giving you is an example of someone who tried to take advantage of me and others, and why those examples matter. If I'm wearing clothes and everything I'm wearing, you don't believe I paid what I paid, or you don't want to go there and find it yourself, or you don't like it, and instead of saying, oh, those jeans aren't good on you, you say, oh, I love them. It's an example of someone taking advantage. If you don't like something about someone, you don't have to tell them. You can move on with your life. You don't have to keep criticizing. And that's my point. You don't have to criticize people. And that is what led to me, in my opinion, to a society we have where young people have such poor self-image. We don't do that to people. Growing up, it wasn't really done to me a lot. They were honest with me, but they weren't to the point where girls like me were like, oh my goodness, we have all these body issues. We liked our bodies. Maybe it's based on race. I'm not sure, but we liked our bodies. We had jeans that would fit us, which goes back to the Gitano, which I'm telling you folks. We had jeans and options that fit our bodies. We had clothes, maybe not all the fancy clothes that people wear now, but we had clothes that looked good on us, and we liked our bodies. We had a better image of ourselves. And I think that's what's going wrong now in society. We make children, their kids, feel like they're not good enough in their bodies. The next part, which I think takes advantage, is talking about if you work, it's very hard to move. And if you work for movers or people who you know this scam, please leave a comment. We need to out this because we want to reward good movers, people who don't exploit people. We want them rewarded. That's the best way to deal with it. Instead of just saying these scams exist, let's reward good movers. When I was looking to move, I heard and read, not just on like online, but reviews. I heard so many scams. Their news companies were talking about all these scams with movers. This would have been a scam with a mover where your tape doesn't stick. So as you can see, there's a theme to these scams. It's taking advantage of people, but it's also people who have the ability to take advantage. Taking advantage. We don't want that. Thanks for watching.